Hello, everyone, and welcome to Schwab Coaching. My name is Cameron May, and this is Getting Started with Thinkorswim. You know, sometimes a trader just wants to get into or out of a stock position as quickly as possible, or an investor wants to be as efficient as possible in navigating the Thinkorswim trading platform. Well, today, we're going to be talking about 10 ways to place a stock trade on Thinkorswim very quickly. So I'm looking forward to it. I know there's some of you out there saying, well, I can 2, 3, 4. How many ways are there to place a stock trade on Thinkorswim? Yeah, I think you're going to be surprised. Just about anywhere that you're on the platform, there's going to be a quick way to place a buy order, a sell order, combination trade. Really looking forward to this discussion. Before we can get into that, let me first of all say hello to everybody. It's already chatting in on YouTube. Hello there, live audience, and hello to those that are watching on the YouTube archive after the fact. But hi there, Eva, Chucky, T-Rex, BJ, China, everybody else. Thanks for joining us week after week. I definitely appreciate your attendance and your contributions to the discussion through that YouTube chat function. If you're here for the very first time, though, I'd like to welcome you as well. And yes, to those that are watching on the YouTube archive after the fact, if you're just watching the recording for this presentation, enjoy the show, but be aware that you're invited to join us in the live discussion. It does kick off promptly 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays, and on Mondays. This one wraps up very quickly. All right, about 25 minutes, so you don't want to be late. All right, and as a final heads up, my very good friend Brett Crowther is hanging out there in the chats with us. He's going to be addressing questions right along with me as we go through the presentation. Thanks for being there, Brett. First thing that Brett and I would like to do, though, is issue an invitation. If you're not following us on X, it's a great platform. Please do that. Terrific resource in between these live streams. So Brett can be found at Brett Crowther CS. My handle there is at Cameron May CS. And if you reply to one of my posts on X or on Twitter, whatever you want to call it, I try to reply right back to you. We also need to bear in mind the risks associated with investing. This is important information. The information here is for general informational purposes only. It should not be considered an individualized recommendation or endorsement of any particular security, chart pattern, or investment strategy. Schwab does not recommend the use of technical analysis as a sole means of investment research. And investing involves risks, including the loss of principal. So we have a very simple agenda today, and that is to get more acquainted with the trade or order placement tools that are available on Thinkorswim. And boy, Thinkorswim really is, it was constructed for speed of execution. As long as we know where to go, what to click on, I think you're going to pick up on a lot of new ways to place those orders. Now, as we're going through the placement of orders, I also want to make sure that we talk about the different order types for those that are new. So we'll be getting acquainted with several different order types as we're going through 10 different ways to quickly place stock trades on Thinkorswim. And then we just want to make sure that we get some repetition. I'm going to be using different symbols to illustrate these techniques. So just so you know, if you haven't downloaded Thinkorswim, I am using the downloaded Thinkorswim software version. Okay, it's not the Thinkorswim web-based version, but you can download Thinkorswim on schwab.com on the trade tab or through thinkorswim.com. But however you download it, you'll just launch it and then log in using your Schwab username and password. Okay, so let's go to the Thinkorswim platform, start talking about how to place stock orders. So let's just start with the basics. Okay. You're going to start with the stuff that a lot of you are going to know, but by the end, I would suspect there are going to be 3 or 4 or 5 different order placement techniques that you didn't even know were a possibility on Thinkorswim. All right, but let's start off. Let's say that we have our hypothetical trader out there or investor, and they're just interested in buying some shares of Apple for whatever reason. I'll talk about different reasons as we go through, but potential reasons. But let's go to the trade tab. Obviously, if we want to place a trade, to me, seems intuitive that we would go to the trade tab on the platform, and we just enter our symbol up here in the quote box. And from here, boy, it is quick to place a buy order or a sell order. So to place a simple buy order, all we need to do is come to the ask price right here on this quote line. And as I hover over that, you really have to squint. I know my cursor is a little bit small, but the little word buy appears. So if I click on that, it creates what is conceptually a complete buy order. By default, this is going to be an order to buy 100 shares. If we want to customize that, we can change the share quantity. Let's say we wanted to buy 65 shares instead, but just erase what's in there, replace it with the preferred share quantity. It will also have it will have a specific order type that's loaded up. By default, it's going to be a limit order. A limit order just means, hey, I want to pay this price or better. That's my limit. So if it's right now 191.38 is our potential limit, we could just submit it as that limit order. Let's say for this trade, let's quickly place a market order. Okay. Market order just means we're willing to pay whatever price it is required to get into the stock shares as quickly as possible. Now, there's always a possibility the order doesn't fill. We need to be aware of that, but placing a market order over limit order has pros and cons. A potential pro is a higher probability of a quick fill. But believe it or not, that's actually a complete order, and we could click confirm and send. This is going to default, a market order is going to default to a day order, okay? But we can click confirm and send, and this is now ready to place that buy order. Buy 65 Apple shares at market price. Not a commission on this trade. There aren't going to be commissions on any of the example trades that I placed today. Just be aware that on some order types there could be. Now, there's a reminder here, with market orders, prices can change quickly in fast market conditions, resulting in execution prices that can be different from the quotes displayed at order entry, okay? So let's send that order off. So to place that order, there we go. We just bought 65 shares of Apple. You see how quick that was. Trade tab, enter your symbol, click on the ask price, make your customizations, confirm and send, and we're in business, okay? Now we could do the same thing to place a sell order, except instead of clicking on the ask price, we might click on the bid price. And hey there, Douglas, good to see you. I see other people saying hello to me, thank you, hello back to you. Yeah, to place sell orders, we could just click on the bid price, customize as we see necessary, and confirm and send, right? So that's the first way to place a trade very quickly on Thinkorswim. Trade tab, click on the ask to buy, bid to sell. Now, also within Thinkorswim, right here on the trade tab, potential quick way to place a trade number 2 is to right click either on the bid or the ask. Either one of these is going to present us with the same menu. And from here, we can buy, we can sell, but we can also place custom buy orders or custom sell orders. I just wanted to show you that those are available here. For example, we could put in a custom buy order with a stop order attached to sell if the stock starts to fall, the unintended direction. Now, I'm going to do that. I'll show you that order a little bit more completely in just a moment, but just be aware, a second way to place a potential stock order very quickly, trade tab, right click on the bid or the ask, and then select from the menu there, okay? So I think most people are already aware of those first two things, and probably not a lot of revelations even for those that are fairly new to the platform. But let's start to peel back the layers a little bit and show some other functions on Thinkorswim that may be new to some. Sometimes an investor might be on a chart. So for here, let's say we're looking at LLY, Eli Lilly, okay? Maybe our technician out there has noticed that Eli Lilly appears to have had a price ceiling at about $620, and then they pushed up and through, and that previous price ceiling recently is acting as a new price floor. For a technician, that might mean that old resistance is acting as new support, and they see price starting to rise again. Maybe they think that Eli Lilly is about to go on a nice run. But they also suspect it could turn around, come right back down. If it breaks down below 620, maybe we don't want to be hanging on to this. So their plan, let's say they have a hypothetical plan here, just from what they're seeing on their chart. Let's buy some shares of Eli Lilly. It's a little more expensive. How about we just buy 10 shares? But if price reverses, goes back down, let's sell those shares, pull the plug at or around 610. So that would be a buy order with a stop. And to place an order here on charts, did you know you can actually just right click on the chart and you get that same menu here, buy, sell, or a custom buy order. Let's do that. Let's do a custom buy order with a stop attached. So when I select that, it actually brings up, and by the way, this is in a simulated environment, but it works very much the same way in a real account. But this is going to default to 100 shares. Let's customize the quantity. So we're just buying and selling 10 shares. And once again, let's say that we're putting in a market order, buy shares for whatever it takes to buy those right now, with a stop down at, how about we put it at 610? That might be, $10 below that area of support that the trader might have identified. And let's finally just make sure that that sell order is a good till canceled. So what this is an order to buy the shares as quickly as we can right away. Recognize we might have to pay whatever the price is. If the price falls down to 610, that will trigger a sell order to go into effect. It'll send off a market sell order. So it might sell at 610, but it's not a guarantee that it'll sell at 610. It might be at a different price, but 610 will be that trigger price. And that's good till canceled. All right. So let's click confirm and send. Buying 10 LLY at the market, selling 10 with a stop of 610. Good till canceled means the order doesn't just expire at the end of the trading session. Good for up to 6 months. Here's a reminder about market orders. Prices can change quickly in fast market conditions, resulting in execution prices that can be different from quotes displayed. And with stop orders, there's no guarantee that the execution price will be equal to or near the activation price. Let's send that one off. And we just bought 10 shares. See how quick that was? Right click and you get that now familiar menu. So that's 3 ways that we can quickly place trades. A 4th way, sometimes a trader might already be in a position and they're keeping an eye on it on their monitor tab. Monitor is kind of where we go to monitor existing positions and existing trades. And let's say, for example, for whatever reason, we've decided to get rid of our meta position. Okay, so here's our meta position. We own 100 shares. Well, we could go to the trade tab and place order. We could go to the chart tab and place order. Or a quick way to exit this position is actually just right click on the symbol and create a closing order. And we'll just create an order to sell those 100 shares of meta. This is by default going to be a limit order, which means, hey, sell it at this price or better, or this price or higher. And we might get that or we might not. Let's switch this to a market order. And this is actually now a complete order. Right click, customize the order as we see fit, and confirm and send. So once again, selling the 100 shares of meta that we're already in. Not going to be a commission here. There's our reminder about market orders again. Prices can change quickly. We now know that. So we may not get exactly the price that we intended, but let's send that off. And we just sold those shares. Look at how quickly we're navigating around Thinkorswim wherever we happen to find ourselves on the platform, just about anywhere. If there's a symbol there, it's probably tradable right from there. You don't have to feel like you have to go to the trade tab and load up an order. All right, so I'm going to take us back to the charts. Now, it's nice to be able to just right click and remember that that menu is there, but we could also just have an on-screen prompt or reminder that this symbol is tradable. Let's load up another symbol. How about we go to, actually, let's do this first. How many of you use this tab off to the right? If I click on trade, this is a different function. Well, it's not different. It's just a different tab. A little bit different than the trade tab up here. There's a trade tab to the far right margin. If I click on that, look at this. We now have buttons to speed things up potentially even further. And those remain as we move from one symbol to the next. So for those that are, they want to be as quick as possible in the navigation of Thinkorswim, they can just click that little button. So how about for this example, how about we go to Costco? COST. Looks like Costco's run up. It's pulled back. It's starting to run up again. And maybe our trader thinks, oh, it looks like this is possibly a bull flag. Maybe they're a technician. They see that it's run up from 640 up to 700-ish, $60 swing to the upside. Could it go for another $60 swing from 680? Could it maybe go up to 740? So they're creating a plan for a trade in their mind. It's just an example. But let's say our trader wants to buy the shares right now, and they can just click on this buy order right here, and it actually prepares a buy order right away. Okay, and then they can structure. We'll do this a little bit later. A plan to maybe sell at 740. But Eva, you've seen those tabs over to the right. You just haven't tried them. Yeah, this is pretty nifty where we can just have those right up here, right? This is for those traders that just want to place a trade quickly. Right click, we get the menu, or we can just have this parked up here. It's all trader preference. By the way, I'm not showing you, that this is the way that every trader should place their trades. But in any case, I think you get the concept. I don't want to spend too much time on the technical setups for these positions, but a quick way to place that trade, click on the buy order up here, and we can send that off. Or if we're in a position, maybe we're monitoring it to see if we want to sell, we can click on sell right up here. That prepares a market sell order. Thanks, that's 5 different quick ways to place a trade. Now, even in the left column, I think, again, even others, you may not have picked up on this. I can't fault you if you haven't. There are just so many nifty little features of Thinkorswim that can evade notice until we just sort of experiment with things, right? But we're going to use the left column here for the next 3 different ways to trade. So let's say we're on our monitor tab, and maybe we've queued up a quick chart. How about for our quick chart? Let's say we're keeping an eye on our NVIDIA position, okay? So if you don't have quick chart in the left column, it's just one of the gadgets. You can just click on the little menu here, switch your gadget, and choose quick chart right there, okay? But in any case, let's put in NVIDIA. And NVIDIA has been having a nice last 12 months, and especially if you look at these last several weeks, it's really blasted off, come up from 475 up to 622, $150 basically in a few weeks. Well, maybe a trader is concerned that all of these profits, if they're profitable, could start to evaporate if price starts to fall again. So maybe their plan is, if this slips down below $600 or wherever, maybe they just want to sell. Let's call it 598. But with this chart queued up, we can actually just right-click on the chart and create a sell order. Okay, there's our sell order right here to sell. We can also do other custom orders. Put in a custom sell order. Those sorts of things. So another quick way to place our trades. Now, these sorts of functions are available on many of the other gadgets in that left column. For example, let's say we have, let's go to our watch list. And within our watch list, this is just a watch list of the S&P 500 component companies. And what if we were to say we're watching, let's go to Walmart. Scroll down a bit. And while we do that, let's also just set a quick, I think I scrolled past it. Anyway, let's go to our charts. Let's queue up Walmart. And we're not going to be using this up at the top anymore. So let's just turn off that trade tab up there at the top. Maybe our hypothetical investor sees that the price has been running up and pulling back. It's been running up and pulling back. It's starting to bounce again. They think, oh, this looks pretty good. As long as price is still rising, maybe we buy. But if it turns around, comes back down below these recent lows, maybe we sell. Okay. How could we do that? Well, in our left column, let's just scroll down to Walmart. There it is right there. And we can actually, a couple of different ways we can do this, but one quick way is to, again, right-click on the symbol here. Right-click, let's put in a buy order with, how about we call it a stop limit this time? If you're not familiar with a stop limit, it's in order to buy shares with an order to sell those if the price starts to fall, but not if it falls too much. It's actually putting in 2 conditions here. So let's hide the left column for just a moment. Putting in an order to buy $165 stock, 100 shares. How about we just say we're going to buy 20 shares for this case? Okay. And a quick navigational tip here, click on the broken chain link and it will tie the buy order to the sell order so the quantities match. Okay. But let's say we're going to put in this case, let's put in a limit order to buy as long as the price can be purchased for $165.20 or better. And we're going to put in a stop limit. So the first order is, well, let's put in our stop. And let's say if the price happens to fall down here to 160, we want out. But maybe sometimes a trader is sometimes concerned the price falls too far, quote unquote, too far, because you never know that can vary from one trader to the next. Let's say, if it falls below 158, maybe that trader would just prefer to hang on to those shares and see if they can hit a lower level of support. So this is a stop order combined with a limit. What this means is buying if we can still get it for 165.20 or better. If the price falls to 160, kick out in order to sell, but only if we can still get at least $158 for that order. There's a risk there. If it gaps really fast, really far, really fast, stock could run on down. But let's make sure that this sell order combination is good till canceled, so it doesn't expire at the end of the day. Let's click confirm and send. Buying 20 shares at the limit, selling with a stop to be triggered at 160, but with a limit sell attached to that, so we don't sell for less than 158. If it gets below 158, trader just hangs on to this. So we'll send that order off. There we go. So we now own 20 shares of Walmart. Okay, so just 3 more quick ways to place trades. Yes, if we're using other functions in the left column, for example, if we're on live news, let's say we're monitoring Walmart again, and we see something happen on the chart and we want to buy it, or maybe a news headline catches our eye and we want to buy it, you can actually just click right here on the price at the top. Click on that, and there's our menu again. I would suspect that some of you didn't know we could just click on the price right there. Yep. So within that left column, all sorts of different ways to place trades. We're always just a click or two away from being able to place a very quick trade, stock trade on Thinkorswim. Now, every once in a while, though, there are times when let's bring up MRK. MRK maybe has broken up through resistance, but let's go to our chart settings here. I'm going to hide the left column for just a second. Click on our chart settings. And if we add the corporate actions to our chart, that just means corporate actions on our Thinkorswim platform just mean like earnings and splits and dividends and those kinds of things. You'll see there's an earnings announcement right around the corner. So maybe an investor is waiting to buy after the earnings announcement. And maybe, they say, if the stock holds up after the earnings, I want to buy it as quickly as I can. Sometimes we want to be quick, but not right now. We want to be quick after an event. So what we can do here, we can go to the trade tab, or we can just right click on our chart. Let's put in a buy order. Actually, let's do it this way. I am going to go to the trade tab just to get us more comfortable with this. Go to the trade tab, click on the buy order here. Let's say we wanted to buy 100 shares, but only under a specific condition. Okay. I'm going to click on the little gear icon. Off to the far right of each order, we can click on the little gear icon, and this allows us to put in further customizations. And maybe I want my buy order to be submitted at a specific time. That earnings announcement was on February 1st. And let's set that for local time. Maybe that's going to be 7:30 here in the mountains of Utah. What this is doing is placing an order to go into effect after the earnings. And maybe we want to say, but only if the stock holds up, close to the current price. Let's say 121.25. That's about where it is right now. So yes, orders can be set to go off at a specific time in the future. And we could save that, make that a good till canceled order, and send that off. Okay. Now the final thing that I do want to point out here is that if you've run a search, let's say that you've created a scan, maybe you're looking for a certain PE ratio with a certain volume trading on an average daily basis and a specific dividend yield. When you've run that search, you have bid and ask prices right down here. You can actually just click on the bid or the ask to place an order right from the scan page for a trade that you're interested in entering into or potentially selling. Okay, guys, we've actually accomplished what I set out to do today. That's 10 quick ways to place a stock trade on Thinkorswim. So I hope that you picked up a few new order techniques. I do appreciate you giving your time to me today. If you enjoy these presentations, make sure that you have subscribed to our YouTube channel. You can find that channel. Just go to YouTube, look for Trader Talks, or you can just click on the subscribe button right below the window right now. Also, if you would follow us on X, that would be greatly appreciated. My handle there on X, at Cameron May CS. Brett Crowther can be found at Brett Crowther CS. If you reply to one of my tweets, I try to reply right back to you. It's a fabulous resource. But guys, time for me to let you go. Thanks for giving me your time today. I will certainly be looking for you again next Monday. Again, that's 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'll also look for you on X, but whenever I see you again, until that moment arrives, I want to wish you the very best of luck. Happy trading. Bye-bye.